As you know, nothing but the best on Dysfunctional Vet channel. You're working by yourself and you're trying to create a long straight line over a distance, and again you're by yourself. So you've done the 3, 4, 5 method of triangulating to get this square. How do you get this line from point A to point B over here in a straight line when you're working by yourself and you don't have somebody to say a little more to the left, a little more to the right, etc.? I use what I call a 2-stake method. These are survey stakes and they're about 5 foot tall. This one's about 5 foot tall and this one's about 3 foot tall, with bright flagging on it, and fluorescent colors work well. What you do is you wrap some tape at the top and wrap some tape on this lower one right here. When you are in line, it will look like this. Now let me show you a video, and I'm going to use flagging for this, and I'm going to start where we have sort of a look like this, and we're going to move into this position right here. So let's see how that looks. What we're dealing with is getting straight lines when you're trying to get a square grid on a very large area. We have 2 stakes, one is taller than the other. I'm going to slowly walk, and you'll see that the bottom grid, or the bottom stake, will begin to be right in line. It's still not there. Here we are. They're right in line with each other. So if you were trying to run a straight line for a real far distance, you could take 2 tall stakes, such as 2 5-foot stakes, or even a little bit taller. Put some flagging on them, which is what this is. Let me get the tripod. Here you can see the 2 are aligned perfectly. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie some green tape onto the second stake, the one in the back, and I'm going to run it over the top, the one that's the shorter of the 2. And I'm going to deliberately exaggerate my movement to show you how you can run a line tied to that back stake and keep the line straight by aligning on these 2, the one in front and the one behind. As long as they're squared up, as you see them here, then you're in line and your grid lines will be straight. So let me show you what that'd look like if it's exaggerated a lot, which in real life you wouldn't do. You just walk backwards very slowly, keeping everything in line. Here's our image of what would be our string coming over. As you can see, I'm using a lime green flagging so it shows up a little better in the video. And again, I'm going to do exaggerated movements so that you can see how this would look. Okay, I'm getting off course because they're no longer on top of each other. I'm coming back. They're now in line with each other. But as I walk, I'm walking off. You see how they're no longer on top of one another. Sorry about the shake. Can't do anything about that. And now I'm back in line. And as long as I walk, just like this, I will be square to that stake, and I'll be making perpendicular lines by using a second stake to the right or to the left of the back stake, and then just walking appropriately. That's how it's done. Dysfunction. Oh, and use your 3, 4, 5 formula with a ruler to measure out your 3 feet in one direction, 4 feet in the other direction, and then cross-match 5 to make sure that the line that you've created is an actual square, and they'll give you your perpendicular lines. And this is a 2-stake method for squaring or for keeping a line straight. This is actually a navigation technique used by ships to figure out if a ship is coming at you or not. Pretty cool, huh? Dysfunctional Vet out.